All right, everyone, we're here at PDAC, and I'm joined by Paul Sargent. He's COO of Kobo Resources. So Paul, for people who maybe invested in mining, they know Canada, they know Nevada, they know these places right in our backyard. We know there's drilling going on, we know there's activity. Why does someone go all the way to Africa to explore for gold? Can you help break it down for us?
Yeah, I think really it's about opportunity. I mean, over in West Africa, there's exploration has not really been taken to the same level that it has been in North America for the most part. So we can find gold at surface. We don't have to drill deep for it. Whereas in North American markets, a lot of the gold is found at depth and at much lower grade. So that's the opportunity. It's strictly about what you can find and how quickly you can find it over in West Africa at the moment.
Got it. So I know we're going to talk a little bit about you guys, some of the trenching work you've done, but trenching can be how deep would that go at the most if you're trenching?
Our trenches only go down maybe 2 or 3 meters.
Okay, and then in the West, we're talking about some people are drilling 300 meters, 400 meters deep.
Yeah, much deeper exploration. The grades of deposits historically is getting less and less over time, and you're finding these deposits much greater depths over time as well, in more work districts. So again, the opportunity for us in West Africa is it's like our mineralization is right at surface, and we don't have to drill more than 100 meters down, and we're still in mineralization. So we've got lots of room to expand at depth, and we've got lots of room to expand it on surface as well on the project.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we think so.
So Cote d'Ivoire, you guys have been operating there for a decent amount of time. Could you give us a little bit of history of the team and how they've operated there and how you've been working there?
Yeah, so my partner Ted, he's a lawyer who has been involved in Cote d'Ivoire since 2014, I believe. I actually got involved in this project as a consultant back in 2016. Since then, we've done a lot of work sort of on a private basis, but we've built the team up. We've got a lot of local geologists working for us, so we try to hire our geologists from Cote d'Ivoire. They've got actually a lot of really good geologists there. A lot of them are coming back from places like Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Mali because the industry within Cote d'Ivoire is growing, so we've been able to benefit from that. We've got a guy in place at the project site named Chris Picken. He's an expat geologist, same age as me, plus or minus. He's got over 35 years experience. He actually spent 4 years at the mine next door doing their definitive feasibility drilling.
That's great.
So he knows the geology, he knows the structures, he knows how to run a program, and we're really fortunate to have Chris on board managing the day-to-day exploration activities for us.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that there's, high-class people are moving into the country.
Yeah.
What about capital? I mean, is activity picking up? Is it slowing down? What's the situation looking like in that country?
It's picking up very quickly in Cote d'Ivoire. So people are probably aware that there's some issues in the rest of West Africa. Burkina Faso and Mali, there's some issues right there from a security perspective. We don't have that in Cote d'Ivoire. It's a very safe, secure place. So you see a lot of mid and large tier companies moving back into Cote d'Ivoire because it's really been underexplored. It's about 25 years behind the rest of West Africa in terms of its exploration profile. Again, why you can find deposits right at surface, that are there for the taking, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and the country is benefiting from that. The country also in 2014 passed a new mining code. And it's been an expressed view of theirs that they want mining to be like the second driver of GDP in the country after agriculture. So they're very pro-mining. We find it very easy to operate in the country. And we find there's no security issues at this point in the country as well. So overall, companies and capital are flowing into West Africa and particularly into Cote d'Ivoire.
So the country is really putting their money where their mouth is
Yep.
when it comes to the making the permitting and the whole process easier.
Yes, 100%. They're doing a great job. We have direct lines of communication with the mines minister, his deputies. So if we have a problem, we can go visit with them and work out the issue. And we haven't had many problems, but the lines of communication are there for us. And I think that's one reason why we've been successful, because we've been able to communicate very well with the government and make sure that when our concessions go in for approval, they're being processed properly and things are being done the right way, as the law prescribes, basically.
Great. So you mentioned an operator next door to you, Perseus Mining. I think they have either the first or the second largest gold project in the country, and it's like right in your backyard. Can you talk about what benefits, if any, you guys get from being so close to them?
Yeah, it's a great mine. Very profitable mine for them. Probably contributes up to 60% of their cash flows from that mine, that one mine. for us, it's a huge benefit from an infrastructure perspective. I mean, we are literally 40 kilometers from the capital city of Yamoussoukro. You're driving on paved roads effectively to our property. From our property, our main showings, there is already a 9.5 kilometer road that leads us right to their process facility. There's a power dam that's there that they use to build, have the power for their mine site. If we're successful and have a mine in our place, we would probably access that same infrastructure. So it's a huge opportunity for the people of, for Kobo. Infrastructure in Africa can be an issue, and there's lots of good projects that are a couple hundred kilometers away from roads or power that may never see the light of day from a development perspective. We're really doing what I would consider to be headframe exploration. If Perseus owned this ground, there's no question that they would be exploring and doing what we're doing. We own it. We're 5 kilometers away as the crow flies from their mine site. It's really headframe exploration.
So that's one thing investors sometimes, they underweight the value of the infrastructure, right? Because you see good grades, you say, okay, we got a mine.
Yeah.
But if the infrastructure is going to be too expensive, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, in the mining industry, it's like real estate, right? Location, 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 right? I mean, it really, you can have a world-class deposit, and if it's world-class, you're going to develop it. But you have other deposits that are good, but not world-class. And without infrastructure, you'll probably never raise the capital to get these things off the ground. I mean, mines are expensive. You can spend $300-400 million developing a gold mine. We don't have to actually build that infrastructure if we're successful. Hopefully we can work out something with either Perseus or somebody else. There's a mine site there. We need to find mineable ounces, and then really it's just the infrastructure around the open pit itself. We don't need to build a process facility, and that's what's really expensive in the mining industry, is those process facilities. So that infrastructure is there. How we access it, we don't know yet. Our goal is just to find as many ounces as we can over the next 12 to 18 months, and we'll see where that takes us. But we feel really good about the project, and we think we're onto a discovery here.
Great. So before I end things off, I just wanted to talk about, you do what you do best, explore. What's coming down the pipe for you guys? Are you actively drilling right now? Are you plans to drill very soon?
We are about to drill. We've got about a 5,000 meter drill program lined up to begin sometime, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We'll target our 3 main zones, our road cut zone, our Jagger zone, and we'll put the first ever holes into a new zone that's got about 1 kilometer of strike length with really good trench results. So that'll see the first drill holes ever on the project. Very excited, yeah. We'll continue our trenching work, we'll continue our geochemistry. We've only looked at about 15% of the property. So we've still got a lot of ground to explore, but we've been so successful in this small area that we've really focused our energies into that area. We think that's likely where our best opportunity is. But yeah, we've still got quite a bit of room to grow this project, and we'll keep working on that as we move forward in time.
That's great. So what's the turnaround time on intercepts in West Africa? Is it somewhat quicker than the West, or slower? Or?
Very much quicker. We're very fortunate that in Yamoussoukro, again, which is 40 kilometers away, there are 3 or 4 labs there.
Oh, great.
And like for our RC drill program, we were getting effectively 48-hour turnaround on our assay results. So when we drop them off, 48 hours later, we're getting results back. And in North America, I know friends of mine are waiting 3 months for results.
Wow, yeah, they would love to be out there.
And that's a huge advantage, again, because we can really plan our drilling. So we can drill a hole, log it, sample it, get the results back, and before we move too far away, we'll know what we've hit and whether we need to change this or change that. So it's a huge advantage for us right now in Cote d'Ivoire.
Great, so it sounds like you have the drill program going on now, and then results could be coming pretty fast after you're done with that.
Yeah, the drill program will be probably 3.5 months. So we're going to have a constant flow of we believe, good information, good data coming out. And I think the future is very positive.
That's great. Well, that was Paul Sargent. He's COO of Kobo Resources. They're doing some interesting things in West Africa. Thanks for chatting with us.
Thanks again.